by David Penner. And he's taught English at Kingsborough Community College. The essay is entitled Cowardice, Complicity, and the Withering of the Soul of America. As the office of the Vice President continues to scheme and plot for war with Iran, which also would likely correspond with martial law here at home, the American worker continues to sink deeper and deeper into a horrifying abyss of economic, moral, and spiritual slavery. Listen to what people are talking about on TV, on the streets, and in restaurants, and it is clear that the American people are pathologically disconnected from reality. This disconnection from reality is particularly pronounced in both the media and in academia, where most critical issues of our time are either completely ignored or drowned in a barrage of hyperbole and euphemistic blather. It is as if, due to so many decades of brainwashing, Americans are no longer capable of reason, no longer capable of independent thought. It is also becoming harder and harder to obtain a good-paying job without compromising oneself ideologically due to the destruction of the public sphere. The role that the military and prison industrial complexes play in providing employment, and the role played by the media and the education system in indoctrination, pose grave questions about whether constitutional democracy and American capitalism can continue to coexist, or whether the elite will sever that marriage entirely, ushering in a military form of government. The unprecedented domination of work in American society and the cult of placing one's career above and beyond all other considerations has dehumanized the American people and turned them into collaborators. In the education system where universities are increasingly owned lock, stock, and barrel by corporations, actually many universities are corporations, free market dogma reigns unchallenged. The education system, together with the unprecedented power of mass media, have ushered in a brave new world where newspeak reigns above enlightenment, madness over empiricism, and barbarism over reason. As Americans, we are so fond of saying how we have freedom of speech, but all too often this is simply not so. How many students at expensive private colleges are permitted to speak out against any number of vast, unspeakable issues? The destruction of families and communities in American society, the likelihood of war on Iran, the prison industrial complex, the use of outsourcing and offshoring to destroy unions, the current genocide being waged against Black Americans, the censorship in American society. If a student wants to get good grades so as to be able to secure a good-paying job later on, the rules are clear. Say what you're supposed to, write what you're supposed to, shut up and do as you're told. The almost total absence of meaningful intellectual discussion in many colleges and universities, along with unprecedented corporate consolidation of the media, has put American society in a totalitarian ideological vice. Tenured liberal professors, or even professors that secretly harbor genuinely radical views, often think things privately that they would never dream of saying in class. The American worker is more enslaved to his employer than ever before, but instead of rebelling against this enslavement, he feels resistance to be impossible or too dangerous to risk. Or he embraces it as proof that of his toughness and loyalty to his country. Public school teachers who teach poor and disadvantaged students are under enormous pressures by authoritarian administrators to keep the level as low as possible and to not intellectually challenge their students. Those who resist are marginalized, harassed, and eventually forced out. This tyranny is blindly embraced in the name of multiculturalism and enforced by morally bankrupt liberals who view students in troubled inner city schools as incapable of serious academic work. This is a long essay. It's going to be 2 parts. Thanks for listening.